What is happening on Earth? Ayan, human beings fascinate me. O, di ba? As if
Minasan, konnichiwa, I'm ICEE.
there's a lot of things that I do ponder, and sometimes from time to time when I'm on streams, I would kind of like ask things like that. Like, for example, like last time we talked about trolls, because I come to a kind of like a realization that, people are just throwing it just to say you're a troll. But it almost like the meaning of the word, how it is used in a context, it becomes so bad. Like it's so bastardized that it's just so bad. The other time I was kind of like stumbled into like smart ass. Smart ass and troll, it's a completely different thing. It's totally, totally different. And also, guys, if you're in my stream, things like this are happening around us. You can't really linger on things. If it's something that is not your cup of tea, you can always practice with IC. Because I'm pretty sure sometimes how I say it, sometimes what I'm saying is not everyone's cup of tea. And then there's another one, like gaslighting, the word. It become almost like a parody in my life. We always kind of like throw it at each other just for a laugh. Like, you're gaslighting me. No, you're gaslighting me. Certain words that are sometimes like so confusing because every time there are just new words that are popping up and the people are just misusing them. Like simps, simps, red pill, blue pill, black pill, a lot of movements, fat positivity, like exploiting of things. It's like so much things in this messy world that I really, really do feel like it's so easy for us to kind of like stray on what is important in our life. And then somewhere down the lane of your life, you're just gonna kind of like feel like you've never done anything and you're almost dead. But still, there's a lot of things to do. So make sure that, little things, it doesn't have to be big, but like find little things that you feel like you're enjoying it. Because at the end of the day, at the end of our life, you'll not feel bitter or emptiness, or, you're going to be with the universe. But yes, things like that. There's too much things. Sometimes it's really, really just very fascinating to me. What was the hardest part for you that when people acknowledge that you're doing it good? As a man, you don't really show. You're not the type of person who shows emotion. Like you're just gonna cry out of you're not that type, right? Just let me know if you're that type.
Let my face show up when I'm pissed off, when I feel really like I'm kind of angry. I couldn't help myself to not to show off my face how I felt with the things.
But for you, what is the hardest part of all the years you've been in live streaming only? What was the hardest part that you are doing that when other people acknowledge that you're doing good and they're telling you compliments about what you're doing and they're seeing what you're doing, do you felt something and can you explain that in your own words?
Oh, recently, yes, I had received a lot of compliments from my new communities. My new communities are coming from, most of them from Turkey, and second of them are from Azerbaijan and some parts of European countries. Yes, I do. Sometimes it feels like so great, overwhelmed. They appreciate me how I actually put myself into their situation. Most of them are teens, and few of them are, let's say, middle ages. They really appreciate me that I'm giving that much of attention to them, replying in their comments in their language. Although it's tough, sometimes I need to do lots of translation because translator doesn't give the exact meaning of what they wanna hear. There are a lots of mistranslating when you use words English to Turkish. Well, I always tell them I'm glad I'm a Filipino. Sometimes I felt pressure from them also. Like they will message me, "What time you will do live stream?" Before I do normally just 2 times. Then after that I move to 3 times. Am I this much of famous for them? Let's say, brother, please can you do live stream? I need to talk to somebody, maybe somebody in the chat room, or maybe somebody, or share your idea. Sometimes
Mhm.
it's tough because no matter how I try to do translation, sometimes they don't get the idea that I want to share, but they're
Mhm.
happy with that.
Of course, you're being seen. Shit, even Vanilla Ice made a song about you. But actually, that Vanilla Ice, that song, I grew up ever since. That's how they call me. If you have cat calling like hoo hoo like that, they would just tell it like ice, ice, baby, like that. As growing in the Philippines, it's always been kind of like I grew up like that. Have you ever heard of those alpha, beta? First of all, have you ever encountered guys like this?
I grown in a family which most of them are girls. Most of my environment are women. My mom and my sisters. I am the only son of my mom, the second son of my father, and the community I grew is completely like I was alone. Most of the time, I was playing with my sisters and my cousin. So growing up with them, it doesn't give me that much of figure. Growing up is kind of difficult, because no matter how much my cousins tried me to put in their community, but of sports, but my mom is so overprotective, you know. She's
Mm.
always afraid that I might get hurt if I play basketball, if I play another sports. So my mom put me on games which is kind of chess, table tennis, this kind of thing. So not completely physical sports. So I don't have that much. During the high school, I was able to engage myself into more manly sports. Then I start playing basketball, I start playing soccer, but not much. Most of the time baseball because I love baseball. So I think it's kind of difficult to share what is this really of alpha male, beta male, or this kind of thing. If I will observe other people, I've seen when it's can I say that alpha can be alpha when they are responsible. It's not because of physically look. I don't know. I can be wrong, but when it's take responsibility, then it's alpha taking care of if he has a family or marriage. It's not about. I don't know. I really don't know. But for me, it's about taking responsibility.
Most of the time when we talk about like men and women's gender roles, and it's like for you, you can say something about this because you are from a happy marriage, right? I was actually reminded of this. I've actually find this very interesting because we're watching Naked and Afraid. Do you know that TV show? It's pretty interesting. It's like a human thing, experimental. Basically, this is a TV show where you go into the like a jungle and then you're basically naked. You're not allowed to wear anything. And you can only carry one weapon or anything of your liking. And then you're going to have a partner. Usually they're boy and girl, and they're both naked, both strangers. But they also have this Naked and Afraid XL. And they had this last one standing. So the girls obviously didn't win that. Obviously. And as if it's a thing. But so the guys left. And the first two that was left on all of that TV show was an Australian guy, which is like the stereotype of like man. Like, I'm a big man, responsible, very like if I put my mind to this, I'll do this kind of thing. He even says like I have to win this challenge to justify that I am away from my family for 60 days. The other one was the gay dude. And he's pretty ripped because then they become very, very skinny on that TV show. But then this gay dude, I was like thinking, you know what? If you think about it, the gay dudes are actually sometimes can be more manly just because they can do shit. So for me, that's how I see guys. It's not about what is your preference to a partner. You can be gay, but if you have a dick and you can actually stick to your words, stand by with whatever life thrown at you, you're a man. That's for me, even though I don't have a dick, that's how I think. And then you would hear these people that are supposedly alpha. They're all talk, but you can see the history, their life is so chaotic and it's all about superficial stuff. And for me, that's kind of like, that's not an alpha. And Matipid Lolo says, I think alpha or beta is very dependent upon the culture you're from. I doubt people would call Bill Gates a beta, and he probably never played a sport or got in a fight in his entire life. Like, can you do that, Sergi? Can you go to, like, let's say, because they did go to Africa jungle, to Amazon jungles, like every jungle there is. Can you do that and be naked?
I love it. There are circumstances in my life when I was in high school. I think me and my friends, we go to the beach and we swim naked. We go to the river and swim there naked. Also, mm, I was I don't know. I had a photograph naked as well, and it was published
Ooh.
when I was after college, I think. And somebody, he and her team said that you can be in any movie like this kind of thing, and they start selling me this kind of thing, and I agree. And after that, okay, I said okay, why not? I don't really mind.
Ooh.